What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. All right, I wanted to take a look at some of the token prices here. Now, we've had a little bit of a cooling off since the node sale happened a couple of days ago. Now, SPS is now back down under 10 cents. So we're back in single digits again at about 9.5 pennies USD. And vouchers have taken quite a tumble as well, falling under $1.50. During my most recent live stream, somebody asked how low I think vouchers can go again. And I said that probably $1. So we'll see if that ends up being the case, because you can make the argument, and I have made the argument, that there is technically a soft floor now of $3 with the node sale having reached tranche 1. But that only matters if you are trying to buy a node. So if you're not buying a node, and if there's no demand for nodes this far, or at least at this point, since there was a big rush in at the beginning, then that's just kind of where things are at. So what I wanted to talk about in this video specifically was kind of thinking further out. Now, you know me, I'm really big on SPS. SPS is the biggest asset that I hold in the game, and I am very interested to see how high it can go over the long term. I'm the most bullish on it because to me, it is well, not just to me, but it is the only hard capped kind of real asset. Sure, land is as well, and you can look at nodes to a certain extent, but SPS is where the team is going to be trying to drive the value in the future. Now, the thing is, when it comes to SPS, it's so cheap, and there's just not much utility to it right now. So the thing that I wanted to kind of drive at here is if utility never really ends up coming to SPS, and when I say utility, I'm talking about direct utility, then what we would need to see is a very large increase in voucher prices. And I don't know, I think that could present a big problem in the future. And let me take a step back here and try to explain to you what I'm talking about. So right now, SPS, staking SPS, the main benefit of it is that it gives you vouchers, right? That's one of the main utilities for it. It gets you vouchers, and vouchers gets you early access into the game, or at least the optionality for early access into the game, because then you could sell that off. Well, as it stands, vouchers haven't really been used for much. Sure, we had Chaos Legion, we had the Waka promo sale, and now we've had the node sale. But outside of that, there's no ongoing use case for vouchers. There is, I mean, sure, you could look at the node sale as potentially an ongoing use case, but demand for that has died down quite a bit. Although the arbitrage is definitely there now if you're looking to get one. So the thing is, with where we are at right now, and where we would potentially be going in the near to mid and maybe even long-term future, the way that I view it is, if the team is always going to be driving utility to the SPS voucher symbiosis through vouchers, then we would need to see vouchers reach an extraordinarily high price. Now, when you look at the node sale and where the node sale could go, I believe the last 10,000 nodes, the last tranche, is supposed to be like $40,000. And with the vouchers, the soft floor for that would be pushed up near $40, which sounds kind of insane. But it does give the team some flexibility now, because in the future, let's say they are releasing, I don't know, if, maybe Rebellion, maybe the set after Rebellion, however far into the future it might be, they could use fractional vouchers, right? So if vouchers were actually $40, imagine requiring a voucher as well as, SPS or DEC or credits to buy a pack, right, for a pre-sale. That'd be insanity. That'd be $40 plus the price of the pack. So the thing is, the vouchers offers them that kind of flexibility in the future. But what it offers for SPS stakeholders is hopefully access and early access to be able to decide what they want to do with it. So the thing is, in order for SPS to really have any utility at this point, vouchers would need to have enough utility driven to them that you have to have it, and the price is so high that people would then want to go and buy SPS and stake their own SPS off the market rather than buying vouchers off the secondary market. Does that make sense? Like, it has to get to a point where, oh my gosh, I don't want to pay $40 for a voucher. I would rather, if I'm in this for the long term, I want to start buying SPS and staking SPS so that I can get my own vouchers, right? And at this price point, right, 10 cents, that seems like a pretty sweet deal. You can come and get a nice bag, at least compared to where we were earlier or last year, between 50 cents and a dollar for the back half of last year. So the way that I'm looking at this is, sure, we have a couple of utilities for SPS right now, one of which is ongoing, which I would say are tournaments, right? And that could be expanded upon in the future, although, people generally tend to complain about that because they see it as a gate. And I'm not saying that they're necessarily wrong, but there does need to be some type of tournaments maybe available for lower leagues. So reducing that staking requirement could be there. But as you go higher up, or even just if you're a regular player in the game, I think having staked SPS should be part of it. Or the flip side is you give you put that utility to vouchers, and now all of a sudden, in order to enter tournaments, you need to pay X amount of vouchers. That would give some ongoing utility to vouchers and therefore SPS. Although you can say that utility is there for SPS right now. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is, in the long run, if no other utility is really given to SPS, and I know there's been like rumors and people are talking about things, and in terms of having more SPS means you get a higher reward share, or having more SPS stake means that you get higher SPS ranked battle rewards. Sure, that can all come. But unless we get that, the only utility is vouchers. And until we can see the voucher price start to really rise, we're not going to see that kind of utility come into SPS. So with vouchers, as it stands right now, yes, we know that they're going to be required in some capacity for Rift Watchers. And with the aftermath of the node sale showing that we sold through the pre-sale, but we're kind of stuck around tranche 1 right now, then that just tells me that we're not going to see like soft floors for vouchers rise anytime soon, especially now. The demand is completely gone. Right now, you could get this is essentially less than 50% of the vouchers. So you could be getting the nodes for 25% off, more than 25% off. But the folks who are coming in probably aren't buying vouchers at this value. So that's kind of my thesis. And I don't know that this is necessarily the best thing in the long term. I think there do need to be some long-term utility aspects applied to SPS, because if it's just through vouchers, there's just not enough happening. And I think that would lead me to say that I don't know about SPS really having any other kind of like run at this point in time. Sure, we're going to have Rift Watchers, but look at what happened with the node sale, right? The node sale, you had roughly $4 million spent within 10 minutes, right? $4 million worth of value, I should say, across SPS and vouchers that came in and bought up across, the sale. With Rift Watchers, that's going to be what, $15 million worth of value? Like, it's not exponentially higher. So for people thinking that SPS is going to go crazy for Rift Watchers, I don't think so, especially because we are still getting so much SPS airdrop to us right now, and we will through, probably up until Rift Watchers is announced, or Rift Watchers is right around the corner. Plus the staking rewards are still there. Nodes will be coming in. Obviously that'll be past Rift Watchers, but to me, it just doesn't bode well for SPS. So again, my main thesis with SPS is they need to apply some direct utility to it in one way or another. And everything that we're seeing on the roadmap just isn't quite there. And everything that they're doing indirectly with vouchers is kind of a pump and dump, if you think about it, right? Like, and not like a negative pump and dump. It's just like, there's a FOMO in and then people sell off because there's nothing else. Like, literally, there's nothing else right now. Sure, if you want a node, you can get one right now for 25% off. But if you don't feel like spending several $1,000s on a speculative NFT, which it is, right? I love the idea of nodes, but that's just what it is. If you don't feel like spending that, like, was it 22.50 right now, that you could get it for with the voucher discount? Well, then I would say that yeah, we're gonna need some kind of utility applied to SPS. So I'm just not seeing that in the near future. It makes me a little more bearish on SPS. But again, I'm bullish on the game. I'm excited. I don't want to confuse anybody here. I'm excited for the game as a whole and where it will go. But with everything that we're seeing on the roadmap coming up, I don't see anything that's really like driving utility to SPS. And again, the only other thing that would be vouchers, and if vouchers were to find a new soft floor, but following the sale, we're really not seeing that. It seems as though the appetite for nodes has been dried up as of now. Sure, as SPS goes up in price, more people may want to get nodes, but now it's the chicken and the egg problem, right? Like, it's just like, well, if SPS isn't going to go up in price, why would I buy a node? And why would I buy a node if SPS is not going to go up in price? So we'll see what happens. I'm excited about the game aspects being improved in the future. And ultimately, that's probably what's most important, because that will get more people into the ecosystem. But ultimately, I'm hopeful that we will get some kind of additional SPS utility before the end of the year, because I just don't think Rift Watchers is going to do it. And as you can see, nodes are essentially done at this point. The people who really, really wanted one got one already. So unless somebody comes around the corner, it's just like, I love this game and I'm willing to throw down, like, nothing's really going to move the needle at this point. So that's all I have for you in this video. I'd love to get your take on this, the aftermath of the node sale, and where you think SPS will go in the future, and how voucher utility kind of ties into that. But I will catch you on the next one, and I will see you around the game. Take care.